So, today we've got a Tepig thingamajiggy. I'm also in the middle of playing this Pokemon TCG game, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm trying to not die. And the serendipity thing. Shoot, I also need to shoot. I need to I need to, oh god, wait, I also need to grab prices. Sure. Stick. So we do have a Tepig outbreak today. That is what our main focus is going to be on. If this guy beats me right now, I'm going to cry. Not actually. Okay, then you here. He's a okay, then he just wins. Just let him go. But yeah, we got a Tepig outbreak today. Let's see what we need. It's kind of screwed. It's okay. Let's go ahead and grab our meal. Next, okay, and we are off. Now, let's go ahead and do this Tepig outbreak. Get some shinies. Now, the last time we did the Squirtle outbreaks, we managed to get all three, but we got 3 other shinies as well. We got 4 other shinies. We got 3 Geodudes plus a shiny Deerling, which I almost lost because I almost despawned it. So today, it is in the mountain biome. And I know there's going to be a lot more Geodudes and Gravelers also over there. So let's hope we don't find any more Geodudes because we already maxed out. Or we got the 3 that we need. Well, if we catch more Geodudes, then at some point we could just give them away or whatever. We could surprise trade them at some point. But for now, let's focus on this Tepig. Is it up here or is it down? Okay, it looks like there's some up here. Okay. Oh, I should have just climbed up normally. Okay, so it looks like the outbreak didn't be mostly up here. Let's go ahead and knock out our 60. It's probably better that I use you. I don't want them knocking out my good spawn. 1, 2, 3. We also have a chance to get a Tyro again. 4. 6. So this one, there is a decent visual difference. Top part being red. 8. 9. I won't worry too much about almost missing them. 10. Okay. Ignore the Gravelers. 11. 12. 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, the body parts roster. 22. 23. Another Graveler. 34. 5. Let's despawn this dearly. 26. 27. 28. Oh, you know what? Let's do 29. 30. I heard that you can get to the 60 faster if you synchronize with your Pokemon. 31. 32. But then if you find a shiny and it's not near your body, then it despawns. 33. 34. 35. And that's a bit worrisome. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. So yeah, I'm afraid that if I tried doing that, I would just miss one and it'd like despawn when I get out of synchro mode. 21. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. Alright, 10 more and then we can start doing resets. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. There we go. 8, 9, 10. We'll knock out an extra one just in case. Alright. Now let's save. And the shiny hunting for Tepig shall begin. How do I get you back in your ball? Well, let's just do this. So we'll go ahead and start the resets now. This is a decent shiny. I know the Emboar evolution looks super sick. So it's kind of nice that it starts out with not a lot of changes to like the base starter, but then once it evolves to the third evolution, there is a pretty sizable difference between that and the original one. Oh, right. Let's see. The only other thing is I could probably see if I can find a spot to like sit at. Be like somewhere here maybe. Like if I just sit in the corner it's not gonna spawn too many. It looks like that they spawn in from like over here down. So maybe like here. Yeah, the only issue I'd have is that if stuff spawns at like the edge corner, and I need to make sure I'm on solid straight ground. So it looks like here's probably a pretty decent spot to try and isolate it. Yeah, the only other things that spawn here is the Tyrogue, Geodude, and the Sawsbuck. I'm also worried if I try and, or I'm worried if stuff, like, look down there. Some Tepig spawn down here, too. I don't want to be checking down here very often. I think what we'll do is we'll try our best to not spawn any down there. So we might actually try and do like resets like right here-ish, I guess. Well, it looks like we're just gonna be running around while it's resetting. Alright, let's see how long it takes us to get our first one. Because that was kind of the issue with Squirtle, or not yesterday, but on Monday, was that we weren't getting... We didn't get any shinies within like the first hour and a half or so. I got scared, I thought I saw another shiny Geodude. Yeah, with Squirtle within like the first half hour, or hour and a half, we didn't see any shiny. So hopefully, I'm hoping, Tepig doesn't take an ample amount of time to become shiny. If I can get one per meal, that'd be fantastic. If not, then that would mean tomorrow or early Saturday, I need to get more blueberry points because we have 880. We have enough to get what? No, it's 150. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, less than 6, like 5. But we can probably what? Crystallize defeat. Make yourself TM. Hatch an egg. Oh, we can. I think we have an egg. Let's see if we have an egg. Egg. I think I have. There it is. I do have an egg. I also don't remember why Weevil's in my party, but. Up. Maybe we'll also. Oh gosh. We'll also spend some time hatching this egg so I can complete the thing. The blueberry quest, and then we can get some more blueberry points. And then probably have enough to get like a 6th meal, which I'm hoping we're not gonna need. I'm almost at the point where I think I should start trying to be conservative with my blueberry points. But there's been so many times where we're like knocking down the quantity and a shiny's popped up. Not necessarily for like the starters, that only happened with Score Bunny. But like previously when I was like shiny hunting for other Pokemon like Umbreon, we found our first shiny with that while we were trying to knock down the first 60. So it is very possible. But it also might not be worth it, just like have the meal beforehand. We can shave some time off. I think it might be better just if we could save some time having more of the meal if we do it after we knock out this first 60. Just trying to despawn everything outside of this range. I'm really hoping that a shiny one does not spawn down there. But it does look like if we at least maintain like, oh gosh. If we maintain like this distance, it's not really going to spawn anything down there. So I'm not too worried about it. We just need to make sure that we maintain like this side of the area. Stop. Oh. Oh. No shiny Geodudes, that's pretty good. Definitely don't need any more. Yeah, our box is looking pretty great so far, at least the starters. I've left the extra shinies that we caught so far in there. At some point I'll probably have to move them, but for now they're also just chilling in the box. And then once we get towards the end of this, we can have a giant evolving spree where we can evolve all these starters and then try and think about what we want to start catching next. I'm thinking we want to try and do evolutions. What's really cool is that for the Pokemon TCG, there is the special holiday set, I think, towards the end of this year. It's supposedly going to be based around the evolutions. So I think that would be a... Oh, this egg's hatching. I think that would be a really good time to try and catch the evolutions, like the weekend that releases. Barboach. Why do I have a bike? What? Why do I have a Barboach? Back in the box. What do we want to... Ah, sure. We'll level up our Umbreon, because we can. Yeah, I think for at least recording and streaming purposes, I'll probably try and catch another shiny Umbreon. I'm just gonna have to see what the best method in trying to do that would be. I think for that one, there are a couple places that I saw where you can isolate hunts for those ones. Like, I think I saw a video where Jolteon was isolated. I've seen Eevee outbreaks happen. So, if anything else, we could just catch an Eevee and try to evolve it. Excuse me. But I do think probably the best... I think for, like, I guess video purposes, probably the better way would be to try and shiny catch each of them. and then like try and find a way to show how we can isolate those hunts. But I think for that, I would definitely need to grab more Herba Mystica in order to do that. Specifically, because I'll probably need a ton of you lost to the Southbook. Okay, we will avenge you, Inteleon. Get him. Yeah, I need to probably do more raids and try to get more Herba Mystica. So, whenever we decide to do that, we're definitely going to try and rely more on sandwiches. I'm also hoping by that point, when that stuff comes out, that I will have already caught every shiny for the starters. Either that, or we can break it apart. We can break the immersion for a bit, for like either the day or the weekend or something like that. Then bada bing bada boom. I don't know. I think it'd be really cool to link like TCG stuff with the Pokemon VGC. As I mean, realistically, it's all within one company, organization stuff. And it does sync decently well together. Like, the only other consideration would be buying, like, a shiny set for the newest ones. And then trying to catch whatever shiny we pull out from the packs. I'm sure well, I'm not sure. I know that there's videos out there of people already doing that. But it does seem like a pretty fun challenge that's also like it's different than just using a random number generator to catch a shiny, while at the same time I get to open Pokemon packs. And that'll be my justification for opening the Pokemon packs, is that, oh, we're doing it to catch shiny Pokemon, which will also further our count into trying to get a shiny, our living shiny dex. Killing many birds with one stone. Checking off many tasks with one video. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I don't know. I haven't put too much thought about what I want to do for this channel. The cat is going off. Because it's like, I still play games decently. Or, I wouldn't, that's not the right word. I still play games relatively often. But I don't know. I don't think I've been enjoying or have anything new to try and like stream or like consistently play. Like I used to play a lot of Apex, but I always just logged in, did my dailies, and then I logged out. But I mean, the only other thing was I would just do dailies and ranked. And that was like all of my ranked play. But I think now that they've changed the battle pass, I still don't really understand how to navigate it. It's a little weird. So I haven't really been driven to try and play more Apex. Oh, where are the spawns? I also don't really care to play on TCG Live for hours on end either. I know it's good practice to try and get better, and I do want to get better playing the TCG. But I think TCG Live, there's I feel like there's too many distractions, and especially since I'm like on my PC, it's a lot harder for me to want to just stay playing on TCG Live the entire time. Which I think is why I like locals so much, because it's like, you know, I'm kind of there in the moment, physically, mentally, focused on the game. But, yeah, I don't know, when I try playing online, it's a little bit rougher. I also gotta figure out what deck I want to play. I don't know. I think it's probably gonna change by the time Sacramento happens, which is in like a little bit more than a month. It's like a month and 2 weeks or something. So hopefully, I mean, the new set is gonna come out before we go for that regional, but hopefully, I want to start getting better at some decks now, so that I can get decent practice going into that tournament. I almost feel like I know what I want to play, but I've been kind of skipping through, trying different decks, but I think I might know what I want to play. And I might need to move my decks around in order to really get what I want to do. But where is this shiny Tepig? Almost done with the first meal and no shiny so far. Yeah, we might start doing wipe the 60 out and then get the first meal. That way, it seems like we've, for the most part, not gotten a shiny off the beginning since Score Bunny. Or at least I think Score Bunny is the only one. Rowlet was a nice, like, first one to do. Because it was like, we got one shiny per meal, and that was like, I don't know, I guess the most average start. And then Piplup happened. Oh, Piplup was a nightmare. But I'm hoping that we can get at least one before this first meal is up. We got a bit less than 5. You're just a regular deerling, right? I think it's just, yeah, it's just a regular one. And I think the shiny one, it's about the flower on its head. And that's sort of what determines what's shiny about it. I don't know. It just feels weird because it's like a lot of the deerling in this area we've seen are like yellow, orangish. And then there's just like a random spring deerling around the area. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, Tepig. I really need to get more to spawn. I hug this ledge. No shiny yet. Urgh. Just like flipping through songs, trying to find something. I'm pretty good at listening to songs for hours on end. I mean, just like the same song for an hours on end. But there's definitely moments where I don't have a good one that I want to listen to. What time? I forgot. 3-ish minutes. Oh, 3-ish minutes. The only other nice part is about shiny hunting is that it just... Sometimes the time just sort of flies by when you're catching shinies. But when you're not, it's all slow and sluggish. It is definitely very exciting to try and catch. Alright, let's see what that. Any Tepigs want to spawn here? Everything but, okay. Alright, that one just fell off the cliff. Unfortunate. Yeah, we definitely don't want to go down there anymore. Doesn't seem like any Tepig, or at least the spawns of the Tepig are mostly going to be up here. Go me. A shiny after I reset. That's jitted. Where? Oh my gosh, where are all my Tepigs? There's just 3 of them. Despawn all the other ones. And we'll just watch them all spawn in slowly but surely. The only other issue is, like, I think because we're so close to this side, yeah, Pokemon are spawning on the... That's a shiny Trapinch! Are you kidding me? Wait, throw the ball at it. Throw the ball. Alright, hang on there. I think my R button's broken. My ZR button's broken. Because it won't let me throw the ball out. Well, time to add this to the list of mons that we caught while shiny starter hunting. It's not even in the same freaking biome that the hunt's in. And I only saw it because I wanted to check to see how many Pokemon actually spawned in this biome while we're hunting for the freaking Tepig. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Like, yeah, my right trigger's not working. That means I need to set up the new controller I have that's just been sitting on my desk. Gosh, do I need to, like, look over and see if there's any more Trapinches that we can catch that are shiny? Yeah, so since we're close to the wall, it's like those ones can also come out shiny. Which, I mean, we do need for the shiny living dex, but I want Tepig. Oh, we're out of the meal. Okay, we'll just glance around for a bit, see any shiny Tepigs want to show up. Guess we'll check over here. Any sickly chances? Alright, let's go get another meal. Well, I will say, if you want to catch a variety of shinies, getting the meal is definitely worth it. Okay, we'll go to the cafeteria and then we'll save. So that way, if we don't catch any shinies, then we can reset. Save our blueberry. Sounds like a plan. seeing as our luck, we're going to be wanting to reset, but we will catch a random shiny of something that we weren't hunting for. Which I'm not complaining, but if I don't catch the 3 Tepigs, then I'll be sad. Because that would mean mission failed. We'll get them next time. Whenever next time is. There's also a bunch of Vibravas flying around, and I do not know what that shiny actually looks like. Actually, why don't we look and see what this one... shiny Vibrava. I'm assuming it's like an orange. Okay, yeah. It's like an orange-ish. Okay. So if we see a shiny Vibrava, we'll know what it looks like. So we're just like right at the border of canyon biome and the savanna biome. And either which edge, it can be shiny. Why are there a bunch of gravelers spawning? Get out of here. Show me the Tepigs. The main man we're looking for. Oh, there's a random Rowlet. I'm definitely more open to try and just look at both sides to see if there's any shinies in either area. But Tepig is our main focus. Oops. So hopefully we can find 1, then 2, then 3. I always feel like getting the first shiny for the starters is like the hardest part. It's almost like breaking the seal on the shiny luck, you know? The game's like, oh, we don't know what shiny you're looking for. We'll give you the first one, and if you like it, we'll send you more. By that logic, I should be hunting for shiny Trapinch. Which, I mean, we could. We are right next to them. Oops. If I run into a shiny Rowlet, I might be upset. Considering that we are already done with that one. And I don't need any more. Unless, like, we want to, like, give it away at some point, but, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the future brings to doing this. I don't even know how long it'll like take me to like just casually try and do this shiny living dex. I feel like people put in tons of hours just to catch like their own specific shiny Pokemon. And there's definitely like better ways to shiny hunt in like other games. But I'm not. I kind of want to just try and focus on using Scarlet Violet and seeing what shinies we can try and get from this game. Oh, dear dude. See, I won't be sad if we find a shiny of something that we don't have, rather than more shiny Geodudes. More shiny Geodudes is not what we're looking for. Alright, come on, shiny Tepig. This next reset, hopefully, we'll find one. Show me the one. That is a Geodude. Doesn't look like it's going super well. Any shiny trap inches wanna spawn in? Because we only need 2 more of those ones now. Now that we found one. Got Geodudes everywhere. Regular Geodude. Oh. Orange trap inches as well. And so far. And I guess most of the time, I just hope that I don't reach like an hour before I find the first one. I think if maybe we find one within an hour, that'd be pretty nice. I'm sure if we use a sandwich, it would probably be faster. But that requires Urban Mystica, and we don't want to just use that all willy-nilly. Although my friend told me a way of getting more Urban Mystica, like, solo. I might have to try it over this weekend to see if we can get more. Because we did, I forgot what we hunted for. But it was like a level 5 raid. And we got 2 Urban Mystica from that. I was like, I've been doing 6-star raids of like the same Pokemon. Because I guess there's a list where you have better odds at getting Urban Mystica. And I don't get any whenever I do a 6-star raid. And then I got 2 from a 5-star raid. I was like, what kind of odds is that? More Geodudes. Those are the odds. The odds are Geodude. I wonder if at all I can find a shiny Smeargle. Like, just like the random one that's like standing there menacingly every time I shiny hunt. Alright, come on, shiny Tepig. Spawn for me. You might be able to chill here and view over here. I feel like I've said that before and I've just ignored what I've been saying when it comes to just sitting here and trying to shiny hunt. Oh, that sucks. I just realized with my R button not working, I won't be able to sneak up behind Pokemon. Oh, there we go. Why isn't it working before? It just needed time. It didn't like me pressing it. Oops. It's not up here. Alright. We'll check over the wall every couple whatevers. Every so often. Like we don't need to try and actively search for shiny trap inches. Maybe we'll... Things spawn when I'm over here. Yes, things do spawn while I'm over here. None of those were shiny though. I don't want them to spawn down there, but especially if we get like the one Graveler or Geodude that spawns in like this corner over here. That'll reduce the spawns. Oh, there's a deerling. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh Geodude. Oh dear. Oh Tepig. And a Tyrog. Alright game, you have 19.5 minutes to provide me with the shiny Tepig. Please. Onegaishimasu. I would really appreciate a shiny Tepig. What Umbreon this is? Level 75. I can't imagine that I caught one of... Herm. Get the Saw's book. It is not looking good for us. But I don't know what would be worse if we found only one or if we found none. At least if we find none, we can go... Well, I guess if we found one, we're gonna go back to shiny hunt these anyway. Yeah, I guess it'd be better to find one. It'd be better to find one than none. If we find a shiny Rowlet, then that would also be a thing. It's a lot of spawns. I do like all these spawns. So it feels like that there's not really a place where I want to just sit and let them spawn in. It feels like either side I move to, it's just gonna spawn other Pokemon. But if too much spawns on one side, then I can run to the other one and despawn them. And more Tepigs can spawn. I swear, this is like the same Graveler that spawns in. Please, get out. We don't need any more shiny rocks. We already have 3. I have 3 to complete that line. Oh, and then I'm gonna have to increase my other game if I want to trade and do paradox hunts as well. Daily rock. Pyroar. I'm interested to see what is shiny for Pyroar is. I've had plenty of times where I've seen that outbreak, but never like actively tried to go hunt for it. I think maybe if I just take up their spot, they won't spawn here. Probably. Anything spawn down there? Yeah, a few things. Still a decent amount of Tepig spawned. So maybe we'll accept that trade-off, having the few spawn down there, but have a lot of Tepig spawn at the top. Just take up this spot, don't let them spawn over here. Okay, I think I just have to move around. There's no spot. What is that? It's just regular Tepig. It looks so weird. What the? That looks like a yellow flower, right? I know Litleo's got a drastically different shiny than the regular one. I think that one has got like white fur. If I remembered properly. We don't need Litleo, so let's go ahead and despawn now. More Tepig spawns, more piggies. And random Tepig. What's going on, Syrup Maple? How you doing? Tried to get this shiny Tepig. We've caught one random shiny Trapinch already. I'm doing alright. I'm just tired, but that's like my normal state of being, so it's something that I'm used to, I guess. Ooh. Yeah, so far in this shiny starter hunt that we've been doing, we've caught a lot of random shinies. Like, I think we're at 4, 5, 6 random shinies from all the different hunts that we did. So like when we were doing Snivy, we found one random Braviary at the end. When we did Squirtle on Monday, we found 3 Geodudes, 1 Deerling, and then this one, we randomly checked over the wall to find a shiny Trapinch. But yeah, I'm trying to get all the starters. Yeah, now that we caught that shiny Trapinch, I'm like trying to manage checking over the wall to see if it spawns any. Yeah, ultimately we're trying to do a shiny living dex. So I'm going to need to find 3 shiny Tepigs, 1 for each evolution in the evolutionary line. But we're also only using the Blueberry Academy meals because we're kind of poor on Urban Mystica, and I never really knew how to hunt for it, so I never took the time to actually do it. So, honestly, these Blueberry Academy meals, they work decently well. That's what I'm saying, like, having to do constant raids just for a small percentage to get Urban Mystica, it's really rough. Like, I've done 6-star raids where I didn't get any, and then this last time I did a 5-star, I think, raid for like an Electros or something, and I got 2, so I'm like, I thought I was supposed to have better odds doing higher level raids, and I did a level 5 and got 2. What the heck? Doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to, at some point, realistically, I'm trying to do a bunch of the starters only using the Blueberry Academy meal. Just so that I can see how long it takes, like, I guess, on average, just using the meal. Because I feel like that's like a nice experiment to try and do, is for people that don't either hunt for Urban Mystica or don't have a lot. It'd be cool if there was like something that showed like the amount of time it took to get a bunch of these different shinies in the area. But it's also progress towards getting a shiny living dex. So And it's also nice that like the meal, it's like all types. So if you're just generically hunting for like a specific mon, but there's others in the area that you still need, it kind of fits a lot of those check marks. Okay, right now we're essentially starting from scratch when it comes to the shiny Pokemon. I do have a decent amount already. I've done hunts for different mons before. Like, I did a lockout. No, I did a metronome battle with my friend. And while I was waiting for him to finish getting his full team of metronome users, we did a Caesar outbreak, and we found 2 shiny Caesars. So some of those, it's like, I'm probably not going to rehunt for. But a lot of the stuff that like I had that I didn't get like in recording for, I might rehunt. Just depends. Yeah. Honestly, shiny Caesar is really nice color. I think I have one in my party right now. This is my false swipe. Yeah. The green shiny Caesar. Pretty nice color. And then there's shiny Umbreon, which we... Oh! There's one! Not shiny Umbreon, but... First of the lot! Let's go! It took about... less than 57, probably around 55 minutes. Amazing! The first shiny Tepig. Easy, BB. It's also just very exciting. I don't know. I've definitely enjoyed shiny hunting more than I've started to do it. Before, I always questioned it, but honestly, it looks so cool. And the third evolution, oh, it's gonna look so good. I do actually need to clean up the box, so... oh. I'm going to... so this is the shiny Trapinch. I'm going to put this one in that box. And I think this was the shiny Tepig. Yeah, this is my progress currently. Why is there an Indeedee in here? Move. This is currently my progress for the shiny ants. Yeah, we've got a decent amount of the starters. Eventually Snivy's gonna need to be filled out, but we will get to that. Oh, I should save. We will fill it out as soon as we get to that point. It's just nice that a lot of these ones, the shiny, oh gosh. The shiny, it's a lot easier to tell the difference between the shiny and the regular one. Like, I think Piplup was hard, kinda. But that's just because it's also like in the polar biome. It's in the polar biome. And everything there is already blue, and there's a bunch of water Pokemon there, so it's like... it's easy to get tripped up on that one. Because like the first time I saw a Piplup outbreak, it was like in the middle of the water. And it spawned a whole bunch of Horsies and Seadras and Kingdras. I'm just like... dude, everything in this water is blue. How am I supposed to tell between the light blue of that and the light blue of Horsey? But eventually we got a land spawn, and it was still kind of hard because everything is like in that area is just white. So it made it very hard to try and spot the difference. But when you compare it to like a regular colored Piplup, it's the difference is pretty comparable. Or it's pretty easy to see. But yeah, this sad part is like, oh, Cubchoo is also a pain as well, because that one's just got a light blue head, and you know, when you see a light blue head, you're just like, oh, shiny? Nope, it's just a different Pokemon. Not what we're hunting for. Very unfortunate. Okay, I was just trying to despawn the Pyroar. Yeah, I feel like I've gotten more comfortable shiny hunting now. At least trying to like despawn everything in the different areas. But yeah, at some point I am in the middle of editing a bunch of... I wouldn't say a bunch of. I got like 2 different shorts that I'm just trying to isolate the random shinies that I found throughout the game. Because I think for the most part, the YouTube videos that I've been doing are like TCG related. Because that's the only real reason I got back into Pokemon, really, is I've always played the video games, but I never really go back and play them. So I got like 5 minutes. I never really go back to play them, but I've been really interested in playing the card game, and I told myself, alright, you can't just play the card game, you have to like... Well, you can't just buy the cards to collect them, you have to like learn to play the card game. And then I saw shiny hunting as well, and I was like, oh, this seems like a fun thing to do. I've always wanted to complete... I always wanted to do a living dex, and I feel like this is a good opportunity to do a shiny living dex. And then at some point, maybe I'll do an actual living dex, but I feel like that might be a lot easier. Actually, I don't feel like it'll be a lot easier. I know it'll be a lot easier. But I do think catching shinies is a lot more exciting if you have enough patience to sit around and let them all spawn in. Which is something that I'm trying to get used to. The only downside is like trying to think of conversation topics, or like when nothing's really happening, just trying to like talk to yourself. Just like streaming stuff in general. I've never been very good at conversations. I'm good at rambling sometimes. But I do feel like once this becomes complete, once the shiny living dex is complete, it'll be one of the most successful, or like, I wouldn't say successful, it would be one of the most prominent goals that I would have completed. I don't know if that sounds sad or not, but I mean, who else do you think is probably going to try and get a shiny living dex? At least shiny hunting by themselves. For the most part, I'm probably just going to be trying to shiny hunt in most of these games. I do have to play through my game of Scarlet, or no, my game of Violet. This one is Scarlet. But I'm going to have to play through my game of Violet in order to try and shiny hunt for the Paradox Pokemon in that game. So that is going to take me a bit of time. And then the legendaries, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. I'm hoping that they release something for Legend ZA. I'm very excited for that game to come out. I've been wanting to play a new Pokemon game for a while. Yeah, and they usually, like, the newer games have always come around my birthday, because my birthday is like November. So every year it's like, it's one of those exciting things that I get to do, like, or that I did every November, was like get a new Pokemon game and just grind out that game. Alright, I think this meal is almost done. We got a minute and a half. So hopefully, I'm hoping that I can finish catching all these shinies before the end of the year. Is that a Tyro? Okay, yeah, that is a Tyro. I was like, is that a pink Deerling or is that a Tyrogue? But yeah, I'm hoping that I catch all the shiny starters before the end of the year. And then there is, for the TCG, there is a special set of cards coming out that I think are revolved around the evolutions. So I'm thinking around that time we might start shiny hunting for those ones. For like a celebration of Pokemon's special set for the EVs. Yeah, I'm very excited because the evolution, like Flareon is my favorite Pokemon of all time. And so I'm going to have to probably try and do some research to see if I can find ways to isolate those hunts. Those ones, I'm definitely going to have to use the sandwich to try and hunt for those ones. Because they're most likely not going to be in the Blueberry Academy. But I am prepared to try and, like, map out the different areas where the evolutions can be hunted. Like, isolated hunted. I'm just gonna have to grind some Herba Mystica between now and then. So I'm definitely going to be spending a lot of weekends trying to play this game more and get more Herba Mystica. Which is one thing that my friends asked me what I wanted to do for my birthday this year in November. And I was like, I want to play Pokemon. And by play Pokemon, I meant the card game because there's a new set coming out in like the middle-ish of November. And so typically there's pre-release tournaments that I'd like to go to. But the one next to where I normally go to hasn't posted that they're going to have one yet. So I have to figure out if they're going to actually do pre-release tournaments or we're out of meal food. We're out of meal the thing. But I have to figure out if we're going to do that or if not, then I'll probably just be playing board games and get more shiny Herba Mystica. Which I wouldn't mind. Just gonna quickly glance at everything real quick, see if we find anything before we go back and get another. Okay. We got our first one, which is very nice. Now we just need 2 more, and then we can see if we have enough time to go for another one. If this is like Poplio, then maybe we'll get 2 in the 1. Who knows? But I do think if you have an outbreak, getting the meals is not too bad. Like, I think as long as like the outbreak spawn isn't, there's not like a lot of Pokemon that spawn there, then it's pretty decent. Because I think the only one that ever gave us issues was Piplup. Like Piplup, we spent probably the first 4.5-ish hours trying to hunt for that, and we didn't find a single one until like the next time we tried to hunt for it. But that's probably the only one that gave us any issues, and that's just because there was like a lot of... Oh gosh, I clicked the wrong one. But that was also like, there was a bunch of other water Pokemon already spawning in that area. Back to the entrance! So, if you're only like trying to search for one, then getting a meal is probably good enough. Like, you don't need to spend too much time on Herba Mystica, you just need to make sure that you optimally try and get them to spawn. Oop, wrong way. I think that's what I learned when trying to shiny hunt for Squirtle, is just the amount of despawning Pokemon that you need to do. Oh, I got yellow hats. The amount of despawning of Pokemon you have to do to hunt for the regular one, it's it makes a big difference on how many you actually try and spawn. Because for a while, I was like only getting like maybe like 4 or 5 Squirtles in the outbreak. But then I started to like try to move around and spawn more. And that seemed to make a big difference, make a big impact. I'm hoping it doesn't take up all of our time to get 3 of these though. Because for some of these ones, we've caught him fast enough where we're able to clear 2 lines of Pokemon within the day. So I'm hoping that within this next half hour or hour, we can get 2 more, and then we can see if we can spawn a different outbreak. Yeah, those are both orange. Now, the issue I have with this spawn is that some spawn at the bottom, and then all these other guys over here also spawn. I even tried to avoid this. Okay, I need... despawn these ones. Spawn these. And then hope and pray for shiny Tepig. I wonder if there's like, if somebody has like a layout of all like possible outbreak locations. I would almost doubt it, because it seems like that a lot of Pokemon can have multiple different spawn locations, at least with Piplup, that's how it was for us. But I would be interested to know if there is some sort of connection between spawn spots and the Pokemon you're hunting for. Oh, the only other thing is I have to make sure that I have ingredients for when we decide to do the Herba Mystica sandwiches. If you don't have the right ones, then you need a lot of extra ingredients, I think. Especially if you want to get Shining 3. But that was also the other thing. When I was shiny hunting for Caesar, I didn't even make the right sandwich. I think it didn't even have shining power, it just had encounter power steel? And I think everything else didn't help like its shiny odds at all. But we still managed to find 2 of them before like an hour and a half-ish. And I think that was like the point where I'm just like, oh yes, I want to shiny hunt for more. The other thing is my stomach is slightly giving me issues. Especially all this Pokemon spawning over there, giving me issues. Tepig, Tepig, Tepig. Don't let him spawn in this corner. It's raining in this game. Raining all over my Tepigs. What is going on with that one down there? He smells something in the mountain. I don't know what it is, but it's something. Oh, need to reset my thing, it's frozen. Oh. Alright, show me. there's a whole cluster of Tepigs and none of them are shiny? That's crazy. Show me Tepigs. Show me more Tepigs. Show me a shiny Tepig. That was also the other thing. I saw that there was a league. Well, I don't know if it was much of a league, but it could be speculation. But somebody was like trying to speculate what starters are going to be in Legends Zeta A. Need to look at stuff up. Interesting. What about this? Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Forget what I was looking at. Yeah, you're not even that big. Well, we are not getting a lot to spawn. Just orange ones down there. The only downside is that the starter that spawns on the other side of this wall is Rowlet, and that was the first one we actually completed. Oh. "22 minutes. It always feels like I'm spending a lot more time trying to hunt than actually happens. Because I would have thought that it's already been like 10 to 13 minutes. Bygone, if you're shiny, I'll take you. Just let me know when you're shiny over there, okay? Yeah, I'm sure there are shiny odds that I can probably look up. I don't think it's going to help me try and cope with what I'm not seeing. Alright, the only other thing you want to make sure is that you also want to make sure you have the shiny charm, because oh my gosh, trying to use this while not having the shiny charm, I feel like it will take so much longer. Because the shiny charm just reduces, or increases your shiny odds. I feel like if I didn't have the shiny charm, it would take so much more time. The only other nice thing to notice is that the Tepig's body color was pretty decently yellow, so I don't think it's really going to be much of an issue. How do you get the shiny charm? You complete the base Pokedex, and then you talk to Jacques when you're in the school. So you only, I say only, but yeah, you only need to do the first 400. Oops. Actually, yeah, this is the right one. Yeah, you just need to do the first 400. I'm almost completed the second one, and I don't know about the third one, but once you catch the first 400 in the base game, then you can talk to Jacques, and then he will give you the shiny charm. And that just increases the odds exponentially. Yeah, no problem. It's something that I've also never completed in any other game, but especially since I was planning on shiny hunting, I definitely put some more focus in trying to complete the Pokedex in this game. The only hard part is that there are a couple of special spawning Pokemon, like Applin's a great example, where it'll spawn in trees, and then you have to ram into the trees to knock it out. I think the same is for if you don't find Slackoth in the Blueberry Academy, so they can also be found in trees. Just a bunch of Pokemon found in trees. Which is kind of a funny interaction, because you just sprint straight into a tree, and it'll knock them off. And then you can catch him. Eventually, that is going to also have to be something we shiny hunt for. And because we need all the different variations, we need a lot of Applins. So there's definitely going to be a day that we are going to be picking some apples. Especially since now they have all the new apple evolutions, the Hydrapple, the Applin, Caramelized Apple, Dipplin, ay. We're gonna need a lot of apples. The only other mons that I probably need to put more thought into is like Ditto and Zorua. I don't know so much about Ditto, but I would assume with both Ditto and Zorua, it's like if it's shiny in the overworld of the Pokemon it's copying as, then I would assume that it would be shiny once it transforms. So those special shiny conditions, those ones are definitely going to take a lot more time, I would assume. So these are just all plans that may or may not happen. Just depends on what happens with the future of Pokemon and if the future of, I don't know, I guess this stream, I guess. But I've definitely changed from originally what I used to do. No. Oh. I used to just play, I used to just be like an average game streamer. I'd play Apex and like League of Legends. And then when horror games came out, I played a bunch of horror games because I always get scared easily. And then eventually I went to Pokemon TCG, and now we're here. So there's been a definitely massive shift in what I want to do. Any of you? No, they all look like regular ones. Oh. I definitely want to play more Pokemon TCG, but that's more of like an IRL type of thing, where I just like playing with cards. I think that's just what I enjoy, is just playing with cards. And I don't know, I don't get the same kick when I play it online, when I play IRL. Oh my gosh, it feels a lot later than it actually is. Oh yeah, papa. Where is there more? Might have to attack one of these Tepigs. Oops. I'm always worried that I didn't like actually knock enough out in the outbreak to get the best shiny odds. 'Cause I guess when you do hunts, you need to knock out 60. Did I play Pokemon Go? I used to. I used to play a lot of Pokemon Go. But I didn't have, I now like don't have as much time to go outside and like walk around. I'll casually still play, but like I won't be like when the game first came out, like going out with your friends in the middle of the night, walking around catching Pokemon. Yeah, we used to frequently do a lot of raids around the area, but eventually that just sort of like started slowing down because me and my friends, we all just became busy. And I don't know, it's definitely one of those games where if I've got nothing else to do in the area, or if it's like a big Pokemon thing, then I can see myself playing more of it, but I don't know. It's not something that like I actively try to do anymore. If anything, I'm probably more willing to go out and play like Pokemon TCG than play Pokemon Pokemon Go. I don't know. I think when it comes to playing the Pokemon TCG, I've had very good experiences like meeting new people, you know, talking about similar interests, and just being able to connect with that kind of game. In Pokemon Go, I don't know, there's not really too many connections that you can, well, you probably could. I just never really did. But everybody was pretty much just, you know, you're on your phone in an area trying to get the same Pokemon. The closest you'll be is like trying to get into raids, but even then it's like you don't need to like make some kind of connection with people when it comes to that. The greatest thing, at least for Pokemon Go, that ever happened was I was in one of the first Mewtwo raids when the game first came out. I drove myself one early morning to the mall, and there was just like a random Weezing raid, and I heard that there were specific raids you could do in order to get like the first Mewtwo raids, like the invite raid pass that you needed to do it. You needed to do like some specific raids just to get a chance in order to get that raid invite, and I actually got one. So the one of the first raids that ever happened in Pokemon Go, I went to the mall that day, or that like allotted time for the raid, and there was just a ton of people just flooded in that one area. And it was so funny because what ended up happening is like during that time it was not, I don't think it wasn't like guaranteed to get to the legendary, but it was also like really hard. So in order to like get the maximum amount of Premier Balls to catch them, we all split off into like our respective teams. So we had like Team Valor, all raid battled with Valor, Mystic battled with Mystic, and I don't remember what the yellow team is, but that's the team I'm on. Yeah, in order to get like the best odds, we all split apart and like did our Mewtwo raids that way, and I actually made sure that I got that Mewtwo. I don't remember if I transferred it because it's been like years since I've actually tried touching the game. But it was definitely one of the most exciting memories I have with Pokemon Go. Because it was like very early on and raids were like the newest thing that happened. Down there. There's one, but it's orange. Not the shiny. What side we got? 940. Alright, come on, Tepig. Show me another shiny. Eventually, we will find another one. But we may have to spend another half hour trying to get it. I don't know. I feel like more accomplished with having a living dex rather than just having the shiny dex. I don't know. It is one thing that I tried to complete in other games where I would like create my own living dex from it, but just never wanted to really go back and play other games. This is like the first game where I've actually like, you know, got the DLC and wanted to come back to play more of it. I think when they had Isle of Armor for I think Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Yeah, was it that game? I don't remember which game it was for. But when they had like that first DLC for like the Island of Armor and like Dynamaxing and stuff like that, I don't know. I wasn't really interested in that DLC. But this is like the first time I've actually like played a lot in the post game. Especially playing both DLCs, shiny hunting from a Pokemon. Especially since this is the first game where I actually completed the Pokédex. I would say I definitely spent a lot of time trying to play this game. I think part of it is also, there's also not like a lot of games that I have huge time interest in it. I am excited for the new Mario Party that's coming out next week though. I think, actually, yeah, I think it's in exactly a week where it comes out. The Mario Party Jamboree. I am excited that it's gonna come out before we have our Halloween party, because that will definitely be something for me and the friends. We're gonna play a lot of that. And it'll be very exciting. Because we all thoroughly enjoy playing Mario Party. I speedran the all minigames mastered CPU category. So I'm pretty decent at the minigames. Yeah, during that time, yeah, trying to... That's right, I also speedran for a little bit. But trying to do all the RNG minigames, oh, it was a nightmare. Bowser's blue... What is that? Why is there a random Caesar in here? Caesar. Speedrunning the random minigames was an absolute nightmare. Bowser's Big Blast is probably the reason why I stopped speedrunning that category. Or I stopped speedrunning the game in general. Oh, there's no shiny. How much time we got left? We got 6-ish minutes. We're getting a lot of Tepigs to spawn. But not a lot of shinies. Actually, another thing, we're not getting a lot of random shinies either. Like, it was crazy on Monday, we got 7 shinies. 3 of them being Geodudes, but I mean, that's still a high amount of shinies. And we used only the meal to get all those shinies. Everything down there is also spawning. No yellow Tepigs. I'm assuming that I saved before I had this meal. I'm assuming. We have... How much? We have 780. I don't think I want to risk. Oh. Because I have a very bad memory. So a lot of the times I'll do something and I won't remember if I actually did it or not. And it's very hard to what was I say? I had bad memory. That's unfortunate. Very hard to play some stuff when you got very bad memory. I guess it's also partially because I'm not completely locked in when I'm playing. Got other stuff going. At some point, I almost feel like that there should be a side thing that happens while I shiny hunt. Just so I don't lose. That's a patch of grass. Just so I don't lose my sanity while I try doing this. But it feels like my sanity is slowly already gone. And I'm being chased by a small tie rogue. Ugh. Eventually. Eventually. Ooh. Ah. Oh, come on, Tepig. I know one of you wants to be shiny. I know one of you wants to be a shiny. Well, at least they made, like, picnicking decently easy to reset. I think we might try to do a couple running resets. That also saves a decent amount of time. It's just running away, despawning them all. But we want to make sure that we spawn as many as we possibly can before we do that. Got a minute 30 left on this meal. Alright, let's run and despawn them all. We turn around. Oh, there's a whole group of them that just don't want to be shiny. Why? Why no shine? Oh, no, no. Yawn, yawn, yawn. I wonder if it'll be faster to flying in and out that direction. We just go over here. We just jump back. Ah, maybe. Just use the ramp ups. Do running reset. But honestly, I think flying back and forth is not a solid way to reset. We're just gonna run in between biomes. Alright, that's a deerling. So the meal ran out. Not seeing any shiny. Alright, I'm gonna trust that I saved before I had that last meal. And we will close and open. If I didn't, then we will lose the first shiny we got. And that will be kind of upsetting. But I'm pretty sure, I'm decently sure we saved before we had that cafeteria meal. So we should be in the cafeteria. Well, actually, even then, like, we saved before and after we caught the shiny anyways, right? So even if we didn't, we should still have this shiny. Okay, good. Okay, good. Saving ourselves some Blueberry Academy points. And now, with this, we can do some more running resets. Because I feel like it's a little bit faster to try and running despawn all the Pokemon from going into the Savannah biome and then going back into the Canyon biome. I feel like that's a little bit faster. So now instead of having to set down the picnic and do all that other kind of stuff, I think people have also said using synchronized Pokemon is a decent way to shiny hunt. But I just don't trust myself to try and do it. Well, actually, I think if I leave, well, let's see. I've never actually tried it. Do we have a Pokemon that we can synchronize with that's pretty decent? Because I almost feel like I can leave my person here. Right? Or like right here. And I don't even know how to use the synchronizing function in this thing. Well, let's go and see if we have... There's one in particular, I think... That's... No, not Y. V... We don't have a room. Okay, scratch that, scratch that, scratch that. I'm sure there's still other fast Pokemon that you probably could do resets with, but I just don't know any off the top of my head. Or at least I don't know any that are like levitating to make it easier. Because I've seen people use the synchronizing function with a Pokemon that just sort of levitates above and is really fast to run out of the area with their Pokemon and it'll despawn. But the issue becomes if you're not in the same area where the shiny spawns and you get out of your synchro mode, then the shiny Pokemon will despawn once you leave the synchro mode. And so that becomes the issue. I think for this specific hunt, it's not too much of an issue because it's all going to spawn up here. Alright, this Graveler's got to go. I feel like it's the same one. Goodbye, Graveler. I really wonder what would be a good Pokemon. Let's... What Pokemon do we have? That might be fast as freak. I'd almost say Magnezone because it floats, but he's probably very slow boy. Do we have... Where's our legendary box? We have a Reverroom. You can try that. I've never actually used the synchronization function for these Pokemon. Let's see how it actually looks. I think we'll go back. The Synchro Machine. How do I use it? outfits. How? Do I have to send out the Pokemon? Maybe I have to send out the Pokemon, let's see. I guess I could look up how to use it, but let's... Ah! I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry, Tepig. I mean, if Varoom is fast, right, you would think Revavroom would also be pretty fast. Ag. Can I use a synchro machine now? No. A device to synchronize your mind of you so that you can work with it. It's still a prototype. Okay. One day we're gonna have to look up how to use the synchro machine. But till then, we're gonna run manually. And maybe before we do that, we'll try catching a regular Varoom. Oh, I feel like Revavroom should be a fast enough mon, right? Because it's just Evo of it. And nothing so far. I guess realistically, I could just watch a video now. Oh well, okay. Let's spawn them in, and then we'll look at a quick video of how to use Pokemon Scarlet Synchro Machine. All right, how do I use this freaking thing? Yes. Eh? I've clearly not done a step. Ah. Ah. Oh wait, I already have the synchro machine. Oh, wait. I might be dumb. Ah! Ah. Meow. Nice! Wow. Alright, we figured out how to sync our Pokemon. Now we can despawn Pokemon like this. Alright. So now... Here's Stardust. Money stuff. Moneymaker! So now... We can just leave our character here. Okay, so I can just run into him in battle. Nice. Good thing. I don't think my Revavroom is very high level, but... it looks like it's decent. I can just quickly despawn. Respawn stuff. I mean, realistically, it doesn't feel as fast as doing it normally with my person. More or less because I'm already running in and out the same direction and path. Actually, hang on. I wonder if we can run with our Pokemon, like, out of the area? Like, not necessarily off the cliff. Because I don't want to be floating downwards. But if we just, like, maintain this height... Should we, like, maintain height? And height? Can we, like, fly out this way? I guess I could do it like this. I wonder how reliable this way of hunting is. Let's see, we got 2 Tyrogues, a Geodude, and Deerling. Okay. Let's see if we distance ourselves, despawn all these mons. Then we slam our face to climb up this mountain again. Honestly, this might be a lot slower. Get up, get up, get up. Uppity up, 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 up. Yeah. Let's stop synchroing. I think it's like just as effective as me running myself over the gate, over this division wall, and then just going back. I think definitely for clearing like the initial 60, it would probably be beneficial. So what I'll do is I'm gonna do you back up, and then if we have time, which it doesn't look like we might, but for the next time we do this outbreak hunt, we can just synchro and then knock 60 from the outbreak, and then we can start shiny hunting that way instead of having to constantly bring out the Pokemon, focus on to do all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you guys have had the issue, but a lot of times when I'm trying to like clear or like get like 60 Pokemon from the outbreak, my Pokemon either run in a roundabout direction to try and knock the target, or they'll target a completely random Pokemon that I wasn't even focused on. Which, I mean, is like a minute issue, but if using the synchro function can optimize it, then that's just an easier way for us to do it. More Trapinch, more Tepigs. Come on, game, show me another shiny Tepig. You already gave me one. The shiny floodgates are supposed to open. Oh. Normally when we catch the first one, the shiny floodgates will flood open. And then we just get all the other ones back to back to back to back. Where is it now? All of our Robins are sleeping. Wait. I will probably also do a couple picnic resets. Just to make sure we get all fully reset. No shinies yet. Only just that first one. almost feels like, unless we catch one within like the next. If we catch two within like the next, oh, even then, I don't want to, because I don't want to start an outbreak that I'm not going to complete. Because then that would just mean we have to roll to get that outbreak again before the next time we try and shiny hunt for it. So Tepig might be the only one that we try doing today. So I guess realistically, this could probably take like another hour and that'd be fine. If it doesn't, though, if we do manage to get done earlier, then I don't know, we can either call stream earlier or we can try shiny hunting for a different outbreak that's here. I also wouldn't mind that. Because, I mean, main focus is shiny hunting the starters, but if we're able to, like, go to a random outbreak and find, like, a different shiny Pokemon, then I wouldn't be too bad either. I think eventually we'll also try and record something that has, like, Pokemon with minute shiny details, like Maushold or Seal or Dynamo or I don't know how different Joltik is. I just know Joltik is very small. But I guess that's the same thing for Dynamo. But eventually it'll have to be done. It will have to be done one day or another. Leaning towards another, though. Ooh. Nope. Just more orange Tepigs. Not even Tyrogue with blue pants. Alright, running reset, running reset. I also don't know what shiny Pyroar looks like. I know the Litleo, and not the Evo. I feel like it's only got like a slight difference, maybe? Butter. Just sit here and see if more spawn. Don't you touch me, Tepig. This could be easier using sandwiches. I would highly recommend at this point, if you have the time to get more Herba Mystica and you want a shiny hunt, use a sandwich. I guess there should be some comparison between using a sandwich and using Herba Mystica. So maybe for one of these starters, we'll use a sandwich and see how fast we can complete it. I just don't know. Oh, we'll do it for Cyndaquil. Because I know Cyndaquil is going to be rough. I almost feel like with Cyndaquil we might have to use a sandwich. It only spawns in that one cave. And I don't know if we used, if we used the regular meal, will not as many Cyndaquil spawn? So I almost feel like that with that area, we should probably use a sandwich. That'll be the only starter that we hunt using a sandwich. Maybe, unless I like rage quit and give up on using the meal. And I'm able to like farm Urban Mystica. I heard from my friend that the way that he does it is that he, like when the Mightiest Mark Pokemon come out, he grinds those ones just because he knows that his Pokemon can defeat it, and so he always grinds those ones, which I never really thought of before, and it's something I could very much do. But at least for majority of the Mightiest Mark Pokemon, I've like leveled up individual Pokemon just so I can solo fight them. So that is something I will probably want to try and do. I think Infernape comes back this weekend as well. So maybe this weekend I might try and do it. Thanks, Mohit. How are you? So far... Random Tepig. So far we got one. So we're on the board. We also got a random shiny Trapinch as well. So shiny hunts aren't too bad. It just becomes the harder part, like once you get a taste of one, then I feel like the shiny floodgate should open. Show me more shinies. Oh. Yeah. I think by the end of when we catch all the shiny starters, we're gonna evolve them all, just so that we can have a shiny living dex. But I think I'm gonna compile all the other random Pokemon we've also caught in the middle of doing this. Oh. So the first one's already kind of done. When I caught the shiny Braviary when I was hunting for Snivy. That one should be released out tomorrow. Whew. But I'm still working on all the random shiny I caught when I was hunting for shiny Squirtle. So it'll be a fun compilation to try and do. Because honestly, these meals are very good for just shiny hunting in big general areas. These outbreaks just make it a lot easier to try and do more of it. Oh, it's just hard up here. Because stuff spawns down here. And then stuff spawns on the other side of the wall. So trying to get them all to spawn without using a fire sandwich, a little hard. Also the spring deerling don't make it easy to see if it's a shiny or not, because you have to tell by the flower on its head. Oh, come on, show me the yellow Tepig. I don't know if it makes any difference switching between doing running resets or doing picnic resets. I feel like it doesn't, but at the same time, I might think it does. Okay, honestly, this keeps freezing. This chat thing keeps freezing. So... Bing, bada boom. Uh... Okay. Oh, there's so many other Pokemon that are here. Whenever that spawns out, that'll be fine. Where's he on? Oh, yeah. So yeah, it looks like the chatting thing. Oh no, it's not freezing. Okay. But no, I don't have any sandwich activated. I've got the Academy meal. So I'm just currently using the Academy meal to try and shiny hunt. Just because I want to see how good it is using just the meal. Like, especially for people that don't have a lot of Urban Mystica. I want to see how easy it is or how necessary it may be to either use a sandwich or if you can just live off of like the blueberry points and just shiny hunt that way. And I mean, so far, like using these meals is not too bad. Because so far, in the beginning when we were shiny hunting, it was going decently well. Except like the second day. Yeah, let me show you the box. So this is what we currently... Not this one. I need to go back to the box. This box? This is what we've currently caught just using the meals from the Blueberry Academy. We finished Rowlet, Poplio, Piplup, Scorbunny, and Squirtle. We need one more Snivy, but these are also all the other random mons that we got. And this is like all shinies. So, it's definitely decent to just use the Academy points. Like, especially if you don't have like a lot of time to do raids, or if you don't have a lot of Urban Mystica, then it's definitely an alternate solution that people could use to get shinies. I kind of just want to see... I want to see what the big difference between using Urban Mystica, or like at least what time difference it is using like maxed out Urban Mystica versus the Sparkling Power and the Encounter Power for all types. I think it's Catching Power. Catching Power. But there'll definitely be a point, and I'm gonna probably have to look up what sort of like almost the midpoint to try and see when I should be using sandwiches and the outbreaks in order to properly think of like better solutions or like optimal solutions. And I mean, I'm no big shiny hunter in general. I'm fairly new to all of this, but it is something that I would love to try and accomplish, especially doing a shiny living dex, which is what we're trying to build. Because I think, or I feel it'd be too, well, quote unquote too easy just to like catch one and then evolve it up to maximum. You know, I just want to make things very difficult on myself because I can. The only downside is that a lot of these areas are not very good for all types. So there's definitely a lot of moments where it'd be easier to use a sandwich. Like for Piplup. That's the wrong thing. Piplup spawning in the polar biome. There's a ton of other water Pokemon in that area, so it'd be very difficult to try and isolate it very much. But, I mean, having a higher sparkling power could result in catching the shinies faster. I think a big part of it is just also how lucky you are. I feel like most of the time I have a decent amount of luck. So, I don't know. Some Pokemon have been a lot easier than others. Like Piplup so far, I think is probably taking the longest. Tepig, it slowly might take the cake. What? Oh, that's a deerling, and that's just a regular one. I don't know what might be the faster one. Yeah, I had an outbreak as well. I had to get 2 different outbreaks. So let me show you on my map. Once I finish this picnic and let the other Pokemon respawn in. So the first time I had a Piplup outbreak, it was in this area. And it was incredibly hard because there was a ton of Horsies and a couple of Seadras and Laprases in the area. But the second time, I got it to spawn, I think it was like around here-ish. Like in this like lower area. And that was so much easier. But in that area, there was still like a little bit of Horsies in the water. But there was also Cubchews. And every time I saw light blue, I got a little bit excited, but then I noticed, oh, it's just a Cubchew, or oh, it's just a Horsey. It's like kind of the right color blue, but it is definitely not the right Pokemon. What's not right, both? Oh, I ran out of sandwich, or I ran out of meat. We reset to save our blueberry points. Da, 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 da. But yeah, we're decently through it. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 already completed out of the starters. Just 20. There's only 27 total. You know, not too bad. Not too bad. I think, let's see, 27 to 26, 13, 13, 14. Ooh. Like almost a quarter of the way done. I think what I'll do is whenever we get Cyndaquil, whenever we get the outbreak for Cyndaquil, we'll start using a sandwich, and then we'll see how many outbreaks and how fast we can catch shinies that way. Yeah, I have the shiny charm. That was one thing that I made sure to get before I started doing all the shiny hunting, was to get the shiny charm, because I know it increases your odds drastically. And if I'm being honest, this is the first game where I actually completed like the base game Pokedex. Every other game I'm like, yeah, we'll complete it, but then I actually never get to doing it. Because either I drop the game or like new game comes out and then I just stop playing the old one. Other things just come up. Which is almost like makes me think, when Pokemon Z to A comes out, will I stop playing Scarlet and focus on Z to A, or will this be something where we can do both? Alright. New timer set. Let's see. I was like, it looked slightly lighter, but the black part was still like black. I didn't see any red. Just Graveler. So yeah, I do have decent shiny boosted odds. Graveler, go away. We got all these other random Pokemons. I think the biggest benefit for using the Academy Meal is that you can have decent shiny odds for all the Pokemon that spawn in the area. Especially if you're not too picky about what spawns. Because so far that's been like a huge benefit, is that since we were basically starting from scratch, we can catch almost every shiny mon we see. And then it'll be like something that we need. I am going to have to recatch some of them just because for like future videos that I wanted to plan to do. Then I am going to have to rehunt it for those games. Still need a shiny 3 family Maushold. So, the funny thing about Maushold, and I haven't tried to catch any Mausholds for like the 3 or 4 family evolution, but I didn't know that the 3 family Maushold was the harder one to evolve. But let me just check to make sure, actually. Because my friend brought it up to me, and he was looking through my mons and noticed... Oh yeah, that I have a 3-1. It's not shiny, but I didn't know that the 3 family one was the harder percentage one to get, because this is like the only Maushold I caught all game. And it just became the shiny one. Oh. You're going carrying everything for that, even if... Yeah, eventually I'll probably have to look into doing that. Because I also have my 4 in Ditto in case I need to do Masuda method for any of them. So, like, when we get to Fuecoco, Sprigatito, and Quaxley, I'm going to have to figure out breeding them and all that other stuff. Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like, Maushold is going to be probably one that's way further down the line. Because I know that one has got, like, an insane percentage to get a shiny and, like, that specific evolution. So, that one is for sure going to be further down the line. But at the same time, I don't think there's going to be... Oops. I actually need to put the box back to... But I'm also, like, not necessarily going to be recording for every single shiny mon. I probably could and make it into, like, smaller shorts or whatever. But I definitely want to have, like, different thematic videos for some of these shinies. So, like, part of it will be, like, shinies that I caught while shiny hunting for starters. The evolutions are something that I'm going to be shiny hunting for all of them. The harder Pokemon, like Ditto, Zorua, Ditto, Zorua, transforming ones will probably be in a separate video. The hardest ones, so like the Dunsparce and the Maushold will probably be one. And I think there's probably going to be a video where I want to catch a bunch of Pokemon where it's like the smallest change to their shiny. So, those are like further down future plans. Not a big thought in my head currently. But, yeah. First, it'll be just like one shiny of each type, and then we could probably go into like the different evolutionary lines. As I am interested in catching the long Dunsparce. I feel like that'll be a fun one to do. And I say fun very loosely. I don't know how fun it actually would be. But first, we have to worry about the task at hand of just catching starters. And I didn't even realize that there were so many starters. Like, after playing Pokemon for so long, it never really occurred to me how many starters were actually in the game. And at some point, I may just try and... Whenever we get Cyndaquil, that'll be the start of using sandwiches, or the halfway mark. One of the two. Yeah, at a certain point, you know, the flip has got to switch and be like, yeah, you know, it's kind of cool, sure. It's kind of cool. But I think a lot of the shiny starters are pretty sick. At least once they get like further down the evolutionary line, because like I know, the more I thought about it, Emboar is such a sick looking shiny. And eventually we will catch enough to make a living dex of the line. Eventually. We'll see how long that takes. The only cool part is a lot of the other shiny, like the main one that kicked this off is when I caught the 2 shiny Scizors when I was metronome battling my friend. That was sort of like the catalyst of, hey, you know, you're lucky enough to try and get all these shinies. But I think for that one, I even made like the wrong sandwich, and I only had like encounter power level 2 steel, and like nothing that gave me sparkling luck, but we still found 2 shinies within like the 30 minutes of using that sandwich. So I was definitely very lucky with catching both of the Scizors. And it's one of those things where it's like, I was waiting for him to finish catching his metronome team. And... I mean, I wasn't just going to sit there and do nothing. So, it was the first outbreak that I saw was like, okay, yeah, Scizor's pretty cool. Scizor's pretty cool. We can catch for that one. Oh, Lord. I don't know how long Tepig's gonna be, though. Honestly, the first one didn't take that... Hello, Trapinch. The first one didn't take that long. And by not that long, I mean, like, it only took, like, an hour and a half, maybe. I am very interested to see how long it would take if I had a level 3 sparkling sandwich. I think this weekend I'm probably going to take some time to Urban Mystica to get more Urban Mystica and seeing how long it could take. Level 2 could be very effective? Okay. I just need to like look up the sandwich recipes and make sure I have like all the ingredients. Because I never spent the time to gather a lot of sandwich ingredients. So I may need to find a point of reference to see what could be good. That could be good for the next one, for if I stream... What's this weekend? I'm trying to shift my schedule a bit so that I can stream Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So maybe on that tree branch saved me from running into random deerling. Thank you. Cactus. So maybe Saturday we could try doing encounter power level 2 to see how easy it'll be to, or how much more the odds will increase with shiny level 2. Or even then, not even shiny level, encounter power. Because all these other random Pokemon won't spawn in the area as well. It'll also probably save time since we don't have to like fly to the academy, go into the cafeteria, spend the money for the food, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I think that'll probably be something I do tomorrow night after I'm done playing Pokemon. Is finding sandwich stuff for level 2 and level 3. I already have like a general site that I saw that lists them out. But I think also this weekend we will also try and hunt for more Herba Mystica. As I am quite low on my reserves. Actually, let me see how much I have. Yeah. I just got a bunch of random. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. And we have a decent variety at least. But I think if we do like a lot of these extended hunts for starters, we're probably going to need a lot more. We're probably going to need a lot more Herba Mystica. Okay. We will definitely try it out. So, I mean, I've seen videos of like people doing different shiny methods of shiny hunting throughout like different games to see which one's better. I don't think I really saw a video of doing it with the different levels of sandwiches. But then again, I also wasn't like actively looking for that, so maybe that's why I haven't seen it. But it will definitely be an interesting thing that I am more than willing to try and see. Because at this rate, it's... the meal work. Oh, there it is! It's always when I'm most willing to give up that the shinies come. Come here, Tepig! Yeah! Yes! That's all you really need, is the will to give up, and then the game will be like, here you go. Here you go, buddy. I'm sorry for other shiny hunters as well. I know you like to stylize your ball with whatever the shiny is, but I'm just quick ball. And if it doesn't catch it, he's a repeat ball. Oh, number 2. Now we can go and get another meal after this one instead of resetting the game. We did it. Now we use one more. Yeah, okay. One more shiny Tepig. Do we see another one just right next to it? Do we see any more within how much time? We have 14 years. We have a lot of time. We have a lot of time. Yeah, I know a lot of people are very particular about the shinies, that the balls that people use for the shinies. I am not. I just want to get the thing in the ball. What was I about to say before I forgot? Oh, jeez. We're on a time crunch. We need to get all these shinies. I mean, if you like stylizing what ball your shiny is in, I totally understand. I just won't do it because I'm also quite that's like the lazy part of me. Like I'll hunt and stuff for it, but if it doesn't get in the right ball, I appreciate that. Like I'm more excited that I actually just found the thing. I didn't accidentally despawn it. So far, we have not failed a shiny that I know of yet. There's been a couple of times where, like, I've almost failed Pokemon. Suck your shiny Emborn and Moonball. That's crazy. Yeah, I just go with the whatever one I catch as fast as possible. Gosh, my memory was so bad, I feel like I was talking about something, then I forgot it. Oh well. It's gone and lost with the wind. One of these days, I'll remember what I'm talking about. Alright, little Tepig, just show me another shiny one. Just show me another shiny one. We're definitely going to spend some time this weekend trying to research more on other sandwich stuff. I think, oh, and you got pink flowers? No. I think we're at a decent amount of shiny starters where we can start using other methods. Oh, that's what I was remembering. Oh, that's a rip. Pokemon with Explosion, those are always a rip. I feel like those are the most disheartening ones to try and catch. I think what I'm gonna do is try and prepare like a Pokemon that has Damp. Like I have a Poliwrath that has the ability Damp to prevent them from exploding. And I just need to figure out which Pokemon to have Explosion. Damn it, I remember what I was gonna say, but then my thought process went to the other side of my head, and then I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it. Oh, that's right, we haven't failed the shiny Pokemon yet. I almost failed the shiny Pokemon, but I caught it before it despawned. And it was a Deerling. It's crazy. Because it was one of those things where it was like, it was grouped up in like a group of 5. And I just barely noticed the slight pink difference between all the other orange ones. Like, if it was a group of pink ones, I definitely would not have noticed, because it's, like, different hair. But Minior has Explosion. I feel like Minior is going to be tough, just because it's also in its shell. So, okay, Rara, you freaking dude, just sitting in my way. I think Minior, I would be devastated to lose a shiny from Explosion. Because that's one of those things where it's like, it's in its shell. You have to either find a strategic way of finding out that there's a shiny, or you have to just auto-battle all of them. Luckily, whenever I've, like, tried to look for outbreaks, I always see a lot of Minior outbreaks. So I know there's not a drought of Minior outbreaks in this game. So I'm not too worried about trying to find an outbreak. It's just trying to find the one shiny within the outbreak is the tough part. I saw a short where it was like a guy explaining that in one of the areas where it can outbreak, you can spawn and despawn them, and if there's a certain amount on your screen, then there's a guaranteed shiny amongst them. But I've also like never looked at other videos when it comes to minior hunting because I never actually like thought about attempting it yet. I also don't know how true that is. I would just assume that I would have to go through each and every outbreak and just auto battle all of them. That's kind of where my head is currently at with that. We're just gonna go on a rampage with the auto battle and just shave down the minior population one by one. Alright, so it's roughly taken us like an hour and a half to an hour per shiny Tepig so far. So hopefully it stays right. Interesting, okay. So maybe that was the number that they were saying. I didn't remember what number that the short popped out for it to be. So maybe that'll probably be something that I have to try when I get a minior outbreak and I try to hunt that way. Got a little Tepig spawn. Yeah. I've definitely seen a bunch of Pokemon spawn into walls. Especially like when the game was still like relatively new and I was shiny hunting for Rory Moon. Ay ay ay. The amount of Pokemon that spawned inside walls. I'm just glad I never had a shiny Pokemon inside of a wall. I never have to worry about that. But just the amount of Pokemon that spawned inside the wall, I'm like, where are all these Pokemon at? And you just hold the left and see. They're all hiding in the walls. I've never seen them like under the ground. I'm assuming that like, especially like being around Chargestone Cave, there'd probably be like some Pokemon that spawn inside Chargestone's Cave when you're like relatively close to it. Which at some point will probably be a nuisance. So at some point, I'm random dearly. That's rough. I'm assuming, is there a way that you can battle them while they're in the wall? I'm assuming you can just target them and then throw your Pokeball at it. But I'm also unsure if that would actually work. Or if you're just SOL. Yeah, I've never had that occurrence yet. It's always funny. So my friend has Violet, and when he shiny hunted for Iron Hands, he thought he found a shiny Iron Hands, but it was just an Iron Hands that was asleep. It was one of the funniest things that I've ever seen. Okay, so yeah, so you can target them in. But still, it's just like not having them on your screen and just randomly in a wall, that's such an L. Like, you would think that'd be a fixable thing. Just Don't spawn Pokemon in the wall, Pokemon. Come out into the air. Into the public view. For everyone to see. We got 340. I'm also going to, at some point, rehunt the Paradox Pokemon. Because I've only hunted for Roaring Moon. But I have Scarlet. At some point, I'm going to have to get the other ones. The walls are broken for the Pokemon, except you just can't go through them. Just allow me to BLJ out of bounds Pokemon. That'd be appreciated. Thank you. We can already BLJ up cliffs, so let me just quickly go through walls. Pokemon, yes. We will hunt within the walls. Oh! And there's our last Tepig. Asleep under the tree. Beautiful. Wake up! Excellent. We have caught all three. Honestly, those last two were very close together. Very good. I applaud these Tepigs for making my life a little bit easier. Honestly, we still have like 20-ish more minutes until I normally end stream. How much time? We have 1 minute 50. Do we have another shiny Tepig? I haven't been able to catch a fourth of any of these starter shinies. We'll see if we can find a fourth one. I would assume that it's super rare. When I was first shiny hunting for Rowlet, I noticed that there was a tree next to the area. Oh, I don't remember if I saved. Save again. There was a tree next to the area, and I thought it would have been super cool if a shiny spawned in the tree. That was one shiny where I was like, please spawn in the tree. I think it'll be super cool. But it didn't. But I caught 3, so, I mean... We finished the hunt, but at what cost? Not seeing a tree shiny. Well, we'll conclude this meal. Then I'll probably end stream a little bit earlier. Just because I don't want to start another outbreak just to like be done in like 20 minutes. So I think what I'll do is we'll wrap this one up. And then we'll start prepping for Saturday. Where whatever outbreak happens, and then we can try using level 2 meals. Plus, I also need to spend some time getting more Herba Mystica anyways. Because I think what I want to do is I want to spend X amount of time using level 2 meals, and then we'll spend another X amount of times using level 3 meals. So let me just check this lasting area. See if we get any more shinies. Any shinies hiding over here? Any more trap inches? Nope, just an orange one. Alright. We'll save here. Again, just because I can. Honestly, pretty good. We got 3 of our Tepigs. Where's our trappage? Oh, our trappage right here. I will move him to this box. Eventually, we'll have to go back and get a shiny Snivy. But till that day comes, Braviary will hold its spot. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 completed. 6 out of 27. 21 more left. If we finish this one, we'd be at 20. So maybe we'll spend, I don't know. Well, 3 of them actually have to be Masuda methods, so I need to adjust this number. So 24, 3 egg hatches. So we need, there's 24 starters instead. 24, we're at 19. Okay. It's a little bit better. Could be at 18. Then we can do 9 level 2, 9 level 3. Just 1 Snivy for one of them. That's pretty good. Then all these other ones we're gonna have to figure out. Okay. So not too bad. I think that's what we'll do. So I think on Saturday, I'm going to look up some sandwich ingredients, make sure that we're all prepped for it. And then Saturday, we will level 2 shiny hunt for whatever Pokemon outbreak happens. And then once we get further down the line, we'll go ahead and also try and do level 3. Just so that we can start comparing times between these different shinies. And I mean, there's also going to be like, you know, a couple outliers of, depending where the outbreak happens, what other Pokemon spawn in that area, and all that other kind of stuff. But we're going to go ahead and work on that once that day happens. For now, I am going to end stream. I normally stream like 3 hours, but we've caught what we needed to, and I don't want to start another outbreak. Just to do it for like another 15 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and end it a bit earlier today. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for keeping me company and providing me with a lot more shiny knowledge. So hopefully I will see you guys on Saturday. If not, I will be releasing a I have a short tomorrow, but I will be trying to fix up a couple more videos in preparation for the next couple of weeks. We're going to have another short next week, but that's probably the goal, is releasing a short or a video once a week. So hopefully be on the lookout for that if you enjoyed watching the stream, or if you just enjoyed the stuff in general, feel free to watch all my other videos. But till then, I hope to see you guys on Saturday. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And have a good rest of your night. See you guys later. Bye-bye.